Have you ever heard of a rock that earned millions for its owner, and he sold approximately 5 million copies in his first year? Over the past 50 years, we've seen some amazing inventions like smart devices, medical gadgets, and 3D printers that we use every day. But this video isn't about those. Instead, we're looking at inventions that seemed silly or dumb at first, but ended up making a lot of money. The truth is that some people established small businesses as a joke, expecting nothing in return, and gained a lot of money using unusual strategies. They got lucky. So stick with me till the end of the video to discover the top 10 dumb inventions that turned out to be surprisingly successful. When you think of dumb ideas that made millions, the pet rock probably comes to mind first. Back in 1975, an advertising executive named Gary Dahl had a simple but clever idea. The pet rock has become the poster child for dumb inventions. Dahl sold these rocks like they were real pets, packaging them in cardboard boxes with straw and breathing holes. The package also came with a funny manual full of jokes and puns, teaching you how to train your pet rock to sit and stay. It might not sound thrilling now, but back then, people loved it. Priced at $3.95, Pet Rock sold nearly 5 million units in their first year. The Pet Rock is a perfect example of a dumb invention that made its creator a millionaire. Let me share a funny yet hugely successful invention. Billy Bob teeth. These comical fake teeth were created in 1993 by Jonah White and Rich Bailey. Designed to look like the teeth of a backwards person, they come with strong discoloration, missing teeth, holes, and other quirky details. Despite their silly appearance, Billy Bob teeth turned out to be a goldmine. According to their website, BillyBobProducts.com, these funny false teeth have raked in about $40 million. That's right, something as goofy as fake teeth made to look bad has made two people millionaires. Sold for about $10 each, Billy Bob teeth are still popular today. People buy them as gag gifts or for costumes, proving that even the silliest ideas can bring in big bucks. While the teeth might make the wearer look a bit silly, Jonah White and Rich Bailey are definitely feeling pretty smart with their success. Alex Chu, a 21-year-old college student who came up with a crazy idea, the $1 million homepage. His plan was simple: sell 1 million pixels on a website for $1 each as advertising space. Sounds wild, right? But guess what? It worked. In 2005, Alex launched the $1 million homepage, and in just 4 months, it was completely sold out. That's right, he made $1 million by selling tiny squares on a web page. The idea came to him when he was studying at Nottingham University in England. Alex wanted to make some money while attending school, and this unique idea did just that. As the site gained media attention, more and more people bought ad space. Eventually, all the pixels were sold, and Alex found himself with $1 million. Alex Chu's $1 million homepage is a perfect example of how a seemingly silly idea can turn into a huge success. In the 1980s, Scott Stillinger created the Koosh Ball, a fun, rubbery ball covered in colorful fibers. It quickly became a hit, and in 1997, toy giant Hasbro bought the Koosh Ball for a whopping $100 million. Time magazine even called it one of the greatest toys of all time. So, why was the Koosh Ball invented? According to a 1995 Los Angeles Times article, Stillinger wanted something that was easier to throw and catch than a foam ball or a beanbag. His simple idea turned into a huge success. Today, you can find over a dozen different types of Koosh balls. Back in 1995, the original maker of the toy, Odds On, reported that millions and millions of Koosh balls had been sold for about $5 each. Back in 1985, Ken Hakuta became a millionaire thanks to a sticky, 8-armed toy that looked like an octopus. When you threw it against a wall, it would slowly walk down due to gravity. Millions of these toys were sold. Ken's success story began with a gift from his mum. She sent him the first wacky wall walker from China. Ken was fascinated by this gooey toy and saw its potential. He bought the rights for $100,000 and started selling it in the Washington, D.C. area. At first, sales were slow, but everything changed when a reporter from the Washington Post discovered the toy and wrote an article about it. The buzz from this article sparked one of the biggest marketing crazes ever. In just a few months, over 240 million wacky wall walkers were sold, making Ken Hakuta about $80 million richer. And if you've enjoyed it so far, give the video a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel for more videos. Ty Warner, the mastermind behind Beanie Babies, built his empire in a unique way. He never advertised his toys or sold them in big chain stores like Toys R Us. This made Beanie Babies harder to find and more desirable. Ty also retired certain models after they sold out, making them rare and highly collectible. At first, people laughed at Ty's understuffed animals, calling them roadkill, but those critics were silenced quickly when 30,000 Beanie Babies sold at their first toy show in Atlanta. Some might call it a marketing trick, but Ty's strategy created one of the biggest toy fads ever. Thanks to his clever tactics, Ty Warner now has billions to his name. So what seemed like a silly idea at first turned out to be a brilliant move that made Ty Warner a fortune and gave us one of the most memorable toy crazes of all time. You've probably heard of a Snuggie, right? It's that blanket with sleeves that went viral and became a must-have item. If you haven't heard of it, just imagine a cozy blanket that you can wear like a robe. But did you know that the Snuggie wasn't the first of its kind? Back in 1997, Gary Clegg created a similar product called the Slanket. It didn't sell very well at first. Then All-Star Marketing Group decided to create their version, the Snuggie, and brought it to market. This turned out to be a brilliant move. The Snuggie has made over $500 million for All-Star Marketing Group and its founder Scott Boylan. When the idea first came out, many people thought it was silly. But guess what? The Snuggie sold millions of units, making more than $40 million in just the first 3 months. That's enough money to keep you warm for a lifetime. Yes, you heard that right. Plastic wishbones. These are exactly what they sound like, a plastic version of the turkey wishbone used in a popular Thanksgiving tradition. Ken Aroni came up with this simple yet brilliant idea in 1999. He wanted to make it possible for more people to enjoy the fun of making wishes on Thanksgiving. In 2004, he launched his product through his company, Lucky Break, selling for just $3.99 each. These plastic wishbones have made Aroni a millionaire. His company reports annual sales of over $2 million. Thanks to Aroni's creativity, we can all make more wishes on Thanksgiving. Tamagotchi, a toy that first came out in 1996 and won the hearts of millennials. Now it's making a comeback with Gen Z, and while the original model sold for $17.99, the new ones are now priced at $59.99. The Tamagotchi was invented by Aki Maita, who was just a low-level office worker at the Japanese toy company Bandai. But she had a brilliant idea that would soon turn into millions of dollars in revenue. Maita teamed up with toy designer Akihiro Yokoi, and together they created the Tamagotchi. Bandai released the toy in Japan in 1996. You might be surprised to learn that this toy, which has sold over 350 million units and made $3 billion in profits, was actually created by accident. Richard James, an engineer, was working with a tension spring when he accidentally dropped it. He watched in amazement as it slinked away across the floor. This gave him the idea for the Slinky, but it wasn't an instant success. Richard spent over 2 years perfecting the toy, experimenting with different materials and designs to make it just right. Once the Slinky was ready, it quickly became a hit and eventually earned a spot in the Toy Hall of Fame. When Richard moved to Bolivia to join a cult, his wife Betty took over the business. She ran it successfully until her passing in 2009. If you found this video helpful, let's keep this conversation going. Share your thoughts and experiences in the comments below. And what was the first silly business idea you tried in your life? We'd love to hear from you.